Alright, welcome back to episode number 4 of the Road to Legend Pursuit season. We are going to be getting first pick on identical pre-bans, so I have Cfan Neapolitus and Luna available, so I'm going to go in with New Moon Luna here. Obviously the reason we want to take this is because it's a really strong opener, right? I can play anti-cleave with this, I can go aggro and cleave with this, right, depending on how they respond. And it goes with Flan Yufine here really early. So what does Yufine early mean, right? Typically it means they're going to be playing some form of Amid or some version of a free to cleave, since it gives them an anchor, and not only that, it takes away one of the options for CR manipulation. So knowing this information, I'm going to want to be careful, because if he slams cleave, like Briar or something on here, I'm going to be in a really tough spot. So I think I'm going to go for like something like an 8 high win. I think 8 high win will keep me pretty neutral. It'll give me an anti-cleave option. And then taking a DPS on 3 that can function versus the cleave is really important as well. So I'm going to be going with... I'll go 8 high win here. And then I'm going to take Bellion as well here as my DPS. Since my Bellion's on 3F. And you might be thinking, well, you know, Bellion into Yufine isn't very good since there's Fighting Spirit. That is true. But I do have Luna who can potentially seal, so I already have one answer for Yufine if he decides to commit to it. And he actually decides to pivot out of his cleave, right? He's most likely going to do some kind of like Briar or Amid or something like that. And he decides, you know what, I'm not going to go for it, right? Here, I'm already really tanky. He decides to bail. So he goes for Infinite Horizon Acades, who's just going to be a cleanser to push up. Now remember, she has a stun on S1, right? Any units that have stun on S1, like DDR, BDOM, ML Acades, not going to be able to drag Flan. So that's one character that she won't be dragging. And Yufine is pretty slow in the CR bar, so I don't have to expect a lot of early pushes coming out from the Flan here. And what I want to threaten them with is maybe something like a Knockwall, right? With some souls. Will be really strong here. So he actually takes the Knockwall that I was thinking of playing. Okay. So I could go LRK here, which reduces the CR reduction. I'm gonna go Laya here. And I'm gonna go... We're gonna try the LRK. Since LRK recently got buffed for the Knockwall, so I have 2 answers in the Knockwall, which means I can leave the Knockwall in the game here. So that gives me space to either ban last or ban the top 2. And DDR is going to be a force ban because I have basically one cleanser with a bunch of knights that are HP scaling, right? So we're going to ban this immediately without even thinking twice. And we're going to prepare to fight the Knockwall. And again, right, I don't know exactly how feasible LRK into Knockwall is in terms of as a response pick, but I think this would be a good opportunity to see for you and I watching, so let's see. So it goes for the 8 high win bans because it basically would allow me to get rage every turn, cleanse and all that stuff. So I'm going to... I'm going to release imprint my Laya. Now, I have Adamant Shield on my LRK, so I don't necessarily have damage transfer like Aureus. But I do have some pseudo damage mitigation, which will be really helpful. So he's actually on a Death Break artifact, which is pretty scary if you ask me. So I'm going to... I'm just going to go for an S2 onto the Knockwall here. Lucer is my boy, so I'll make sure I say what's up. Now that did a good chunk of damage from the Laya. So looks like he's actually going to go for an S3 Death Break with a Knockwall into Yufine. Oh man, this could really hurt if he Ooh. Okay, so he only gets 1 defense break on Luna, but arguably that might be the best one for him. I do have Laya and I do have LRK coming, so without having any like all my characters being death broken, I'm not in a terrible spot here. So he's contemplating who he should S1. Goes with the S1 on LRK here. Now if he kills my LRK really quick, it's gonna be kind of hard to win. So if he misses death break, that'll be nice. I do have some F-res on my... Like, I guess it does not matter. Let's see if this kills me here.
It hurts.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit, that was a lot of damage. Okay, so I have the S2. I need to cleanse the bind off. And because it is going to be on a... It's not on lifesteal, we saw it already. I'm going to Soulburn S1 here. Yes, it's going to give stacks onto the Fiend, but it also gives me an opportunity to try to kill this Flan with my 3F procking. And that's what I got to play for here. Okay, so I killed it. Perfect. Now he can't dual attack with the Acades. He can only S3 or S2 to push this Fiend up. And most likely when you see people that play Anchor Cleave like this, or Anchor Aggro, most likely it's going to be Holy Sacrifice. So I'm just gonna have the S1 here and drag the Bellion. Strip the revive, hopefully. I did not strip it. Now this is gonna be able to push up, but the main thing is I have two really tanky units who can't die to a trauma Fiend without soul burn, right? So yes, I am gonna get pushed back, but if he decides to S3, my Bellion won't die, or my Laya won't die to a Fiend early on like this. And Acades no longer has any skills, so I'm pretty confident that we're in the driving seat right now. There we go. And I still have my S3 on Bellion, so I'm just going to S3 here to provoke the Fiend and play for the Laya win con. Push this Fiend back, hopefully. We did not get the pushback, but I will get the drag here. And this is going to do a bunch of damage. Ooh, he actually got the counter too. Okay, so the Holy Sack goes. I have 20 souls to Soulburn Bellion, so I'm not in a horrible position. He has to wait for another turn for the Frenzy, so I'm just going to Soulburn S1 here. Try to stick some good debuffs here for my S2, but he might just die to 3F damage. And GG, he's dead. Really solid match. We didn't get to see LRK very much, but that was a good match regardless, so moving on to the next one. Alright, into the next match we go. Again, I have first pick, so it's going to be Ilanab, Preban, and Harsetti from right side. Now, Ilanab Preban usually means they have high priority for units like Dragon Bright Senya, which I'm expecting to see really early on here. There it is. And this opening is really scary because it is a really strong opening if they decide to go Cleave as well. So if you play a bit too greedy, and what I mean by greedy is, say if I go like Sea Phantom Paul to send a DPS, what he could do is he could actually slam Ran Cleave and then try to run me down. So I need to be really careful about that here. So because I have limited information and I don't know what he's going to commit to, I'm just going to go with something I feel is kind of safe. And I want to leverage that Ilanab is not pre-banned, right? Or sorry, I mean Ilanab is pre-banned. So I'm going to go for my Prot 8 Tywin here. And I'm going to go with... I want to say Fiend. But I'm going to go Solitaria here to deny the dual attacks. The problem with fighting against Flan early and taking Solly on 3 early is you lose to a lot of stuff. Like if they decide to like go full aggro here now, or if this is like a really fast Flan, they're going to try to kill the Solitaria off really quickly, which can put you in a really dire position. And right here, he goes for the Round Slam, which is kind of what we expected. So I'm going to need some anti-cleave here. In terms of what the anti-cleave is going to be, you know, that part we are going to need to figure out. I think Laya is pretty good here. Laya is going to give me an out, right? Gives me a cleanse versus this, and it's really tanky. Only die to Ran S3. And I think I just need some kind of anti-cleave that will help me survive here. And I think it might be Ruel, to be honest. I think Ruel would be really annoying. I think Acades will be really annoying too. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to play double cleanse. And I'm going to play control with Solitaria. And then I have Laya win con. I have chip damage from my Luna. So I'm in a really good spot here. He's hovering ARAS. I don't think that's what he's going to lock in though. I don't have to worry about this, right? I have Solitaire on 3, so this is not something I'm going to ban. This might not be something I ban either, because obviously this can be in Guiding Light. This might be backlined. Jacko is really problematic because that's his bridge, right? So what he could do here is if I ban Ran, he's on Death Brick already Knockwall, which A-Tai will cleanse the bind, but the Death Brick will stick and then it'll push the Knockwall, the Jacko forward, right? So rather than banning the opener and Ran here, I'm going to be banning the Jacko here to deny the bridge. Because I already know that he can't S1, or sorry, S2, S1, right, to drag this. So we might be in an okay position here. I'm going to release Imprint, my Solitaria, and my Laya so that my Luna has as much damage on S2 as possible. Because Ran is pretty squishy. And if the Knockwall is on a Death Brick already... Okay, so it's not on Death Brick already, it's on Guiding Light, okay. So his Knockwall's pretty slow. I can also just straight up seal this, I could seal his team here and I play Laya, so I might be okay. Because they change RNL function, so unless he gets RNL on after S3, it should be okay. Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. Okay, so first things first. I'm going to push Solitaria. And then I'm going to S1. Actually, I could soul burn. No, I'm just gonna S1. I want to reveal that the Monk here. Okay. I stunned this guy, which is really important. I can S3 here to seal, or I can just S2 Ran to go for chip. Since I already stunned the Senya, so I'm just gonna S2 Ran here. And then I'll S3 on my Luna after. I'll kill the Ran there. And now, even if he rips, I don't care at all, right? I have my Acades ready to cleanse. I have Laya S2 ready right behind her, so I don't have to worry about it at all. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Tried to push back my Laya, but did not work out for him. Now I'm going to S2 now to boost my team forward. And he FFs. Yeah. There's not much he could do there in that position, so GG's. Alright, so into the next match we go. It is going to be a turn 2 game. And he bans for Flan and Ilanav. So again, units like Dragon Bright Senya, right? Really high priority for them. I'm going to be going with Sea Phantom Politis, and I'm going to go with A-Tai win. Obviously, it's a really good aggro response. I do need to be careful if he slams around on 3 here. Because obviously he can cleave me down. But I do have A-Tai win already for the cleanse, for the Sigma, so it might be okay. So he goes Amiki and Politis. Now, I have no idea what he's doing. I have absolutely zero idea what this is. Because I've never fought anyone that would pick in this kind of sequencing. So I'm a bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. Most people only pick Politis proactively because they need to deny it. So I'm expecting him to do like some kind of Amid, some kind of Frida, some kind of funky business. I don't know what he's up to, so I'm gonna go Yuffie in here. I'm gonna play a bit passive here. I'm gonna play a bit safe. And I do want to threaten him. I'm gonna go Laya here. Laya's a really safe pick, right? It's another dual attack option for my Yuffie. So he picks. Whoa, what is he picking? I'm so confused. So he takes the Aiden to protect himself against the Knockwall, but he has no cleansers, which means if I go DDR, he can't do much.
Life or death.
And then I'm just gonna ban the Celine here. Yeah, we're just gonna ban Celine here. I have no idea what he's doing. I'm genuinely confused. It looks like he just picked Dragon Bright Senya and then just like Amiki to just and then pray for the best. I don't know.
Don't be nervous.
Okay, yeah, I usually like to give some analysis here, but I actually don't know what he's doing, so I'm just gonna S1 Poly. So anytime you're fighting Politis, you want to pay attention. Do they have Soul Burn? If they don't have souls, it means they're on a degen build, right? And what degen means is obviously
It's too easy.
okay, so I missed the first one.
The doctor is he?
So Politis might be able to resist here if he's really high ER, but I am 220 effectiveness. So I sleep everything. I make him miss a rotation here, which is really important. I boost forward, but I'm not actually going to cut in front of his entire rotation, which is perfect because he's Politis on field. So he's forced to miss an entire rotation while my Yuffie gets to take a turn here. Now Aiden does counter, unfortunately. And so does this Amiki. But now I'm going to be able to S3 to start applying rage for myself and start trying to separate us. I speed down. There it is. And in this spot, I'm definitely going to S1 Senya. The more venom I can apply, the better. Okay, so he's asleep for another rotation, so I don't need to worry about him. I'm going to S1 Poly here, so I don't get blinded and stuff. And in case he has like an Abyssal Crown or something like that, that could be really annoying too for me. And my highest attack is most likely Laya here. So I might just finish off the Poly here. So that triggers a counter. That's fine. I'm going to boost here. And the reason we're boosting is because Laya has Soulburn S3 next turn. And I'm going to... I don't think I should S2 because I'll wake up this guy. So I'm just gonna S1 here. Stick Venom. Sleep. Try to get him out of the game. So that if I do hit the Aiden here, if he doesn't S3... Okay, so he does S3. This could be pretty scary. I don't die there though, which is really important. Hopefully Aiden dodges again. So this does proc Bride's Resolve. His barrier is going to be left to right, so this is really bad. This is really bad for me. Laya can boost up. Which means the best play for me here would be to S2 on the Aiden, try to hit. Okay, Aiden's dead. Now, Senya's doing is 22k without Soulburn. It might kill my Laya. There's a chance. But the main thing is I want to make sure my DDR lives this if possible. Looks like my DDR does live this. That's great. Now, he can just go for an S1 here, though. Ooh, man. This is not good. Oh, I had S3. I'm trolling. I'm trolling really hard. I'm trolling really hard. I griefed. If I lose, it's because I didn't press poly. Whoops. That's a misplay. I'm gonna S3 here. I stripped the Amiki. Yeah, I think that's game. I stripped the Amiki and he didn't counter, so he can't really 1v9 there. GG. Alright, so again, we're gonna be playing turn 2. This time the opponent's banning Harsetti and C-Phantom Politis. Flan first pick, pretty standard opening. I don't want to be overcommitted to anything, so I'm gonna be looking to actually play DDR here. I'm gonna play DDR. I'm gonna play my... Usually I want to play the slow variation. I'll play the slow variation here, and then I'll play my protection a Tywin. The reason I'm opting to play my slower variation is because I'm expecting him to be pretty aggressive here, because he has Flan, right? And on pick 3, I can tell if he's going to be committing to a cleave, or if he's going to be playing pretty relaxed, or pretty standard. If he goes Conquer Lilius, he's going to be playing pretty aggressive, which means it's likely going to be Solitaria 3 for me to try to deny this. Now, let's see what he goes for here. So he actually goes Bunny Dom. Okay, so he's respecting the DDR, which makes sense. In this instance, I'm going to go Solitaria, because right now he doesn't have a lot of heavy front-loaded damage, and Solitaria denies the S1 ability from Flan from dual attacking and dragging the team, which is going to buy me time to eventually, hopefully, win. Now, I need to come up with another unit that's going to give me really good mileage here. So, something that's tanky and pretty... not overcommitting. I can also kind of reach the Flan. I don't have to worry about the dual attacks. So Pillis isn't really as good as what I was thinking. I might go Bellion here. Because the great thing about Bellion is Bellion actually has 3F damage that can chip through, and I have Fairy Tail damage. And I don't care if I push this forward, right? Like, she can't kill anything on my team, so it doesn't matter. So my main focus here is, because I have last pick, I want to get a really strong last pick that's a force ban. And before I do this, I want to decide who am I going to ban.
Which of my powers would you like to see?
So a force ban here would probably be Knockwall, right? I think Knockwall is really problematic because that means I'll have double turn, which would enable my DDR and Knockwall to go together. But instead, I think I can just go Laya. I'm gonna go Laya, and then I'm gonna ban the Illanav here. Because he doesn't have that much damage, right? He doesn't have dual attacks here, right? This doesn't do that much damage, this doesn't do that much. He has a really low damage team. Whereas I have a lot of chip, right? So I'm gonna ban the Illanav here. And I wanna see if he recognizes this. Because if he goes for Shrew in S3, I have A-Tai to cleanse. Not only that, even if he S3s, I have Laya cleanse as well. So I just always have uptime on my immunity from the Shrew in S3. Of course, there's a chance he procs Rage first into S3. I mean, that's always a possibility. But hopefully it'll be okay. Let's get our imprints in order. I don't really have any, though. So, should be okay. So, let's see what he does here. So, we see Sacred Tree Branch on the Sharoon. And if he does decide to commit an S3 here with Dragon King Sharoon, I'm going to insta-cleanse it. I don't think he would. It wouldn't make much sense. Oh, I guess he rips it. Okay, so if he does Death Break me, my A-Tai's going to have Rage now. Which means Hand Guy's most likely going to have to commit an S3 to get his immunity up. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to Death Break his whole team and kill him. Perfect. Okay. So he gets 50 CR, but it's not a big deal. Immunity actually works better for me because now I can't actually stun him, right, with Solitaria S1 until I strip some of the barriers and the attack buffs off. So he S3s into my DDR. Doesn't land the Death Break. S1s, misses stun. So now I'm gonna start working the flank because that's really all his damage, right? So hopefully this extra hit strips the barrier. I didn't strip the barrier, so I'm gonna have to play the extra proc damage. And I'm gonna try to just break this barrier here. Get one less buff on her. Okay. She's gonna S2 now. All good. I'm gonna try to S1 to strip that barrier. And if I proc an extra hit, that's just free damage, right? Okay, beautiful. Okay. So I can't ever press S3 because that means Sharoon's gonna get Cascade, and I really don't want to give her that. So we're just gonna S2 here to try to get some cycling here. Enable the Pestilence so that when the immunity falls off, it gives us some pretty good mileage here. Now, he's not in a very good spot now. I'm gonna S1, just work the Flan here. Work her as much as possible. If I land a stun, it'll be pretty unfortunate here, but... Okay, we did not land stun. And the Fairy Tail is just going crazy here. And this S1 actually allows us to get a Tywin Rage. So this is really... He's in a really bad spot, because now his Sharoon's gonna be at the top of the CR bar here. And I'm gonna have a Tywin S3 into my Bellion, right? While she's death broken. So... It's not going to be very fun for him right here. Watch this. Yeah, I'm perfectly tuned here because I have Rage. So I'm just going to S3. I'm going to rip everything and he should be dead. Okay, well, that doesn't allow us to exactly do everything I want. So what I'll do here is I'll probably hold one turn instead of S3ing here since I don't have the Bellion follow-up since I'm asleep. Okay.
Oh, you'll make an excellent specimen.
It's a 50 on 50 on Flan, so she's evasion. Okay, that's good. I miss a turn here. Solitaire gets to play. I'm gonna S1 here. More Fairy Tail damage. If I land the Venoms, like, she's pretty much dead. She might be dead here, actually. And he should be insta-FFing. Yeah. It should be an insta-FF from him. I was too tanky, right? I just analyzed. I recognized that he's playing solo DPS, and it's just too greedy of a playstyle. So I just had to tank up and play chip damage. It's kind of boring to watch, to be honest, but I think in some of the more recent episodes, we've been playing like hyper aggressive. So I guess this is like a good opportunity to kind of showcase
Pick your poison.
another way to play it here too. So I'm gonna S1 Bunny. This gives him Cascade, which is kind of annoying, but it should be okay.
This is
He gets a duel, so he gets free chip damage.
All I have is the path in front of me.
Now, Hang Guy, he has a decision here.
If I
Wow, he does an S3. That's really surprising. Okay. So then, I'm just gonna straight up S3 here to stick the Death Break and the stuns. And force the Beat-Om to miss a turn here. Okay, I did not land. That's kind of underwhelming. But that's okay. We're just gonna have to work the chip damage with our Solitaria here. Chip down the Sharoon. Okay. Hopefully don't stun. God damn it, I stunned her again. No Cascade on her though, which is nice. And he's speed down. But Sharoon passive will allow him to get another turn here. Alright. It's taking a bit longer than I'd like, but should be easy win. Because if he S3s here, DDR gets to take another turn. Okay, perfect. So now I can just win with Bellion. Alright, so he's gonna kill me with his Beat-On, but then my Bellion can just play the game. Never mind, he slept me again. God damn it. Okay, well, we're gonna play for the Solitaria win con, so we're gonna S1. And this chip damage will for sure do enough to kill the Sharoon this time. Okay. And he still has no reach for Solitaria, so honestly he should be FFing. If he had a bit of honor, he should FF, but it appears he doesn't really have honor, so it's all good. Yeah, you should be FFing here. Yeah, have a little bit of respect, man. Come on. That's one. Yeah, GG. There you go. Bit of a slow match, but you got your point, so move on to the next one. Alright, into the next match we go. It's going to be Ilanav DDR pre-bans from the right side. So I'm going to try to remember, right? So Lai is obviously really strong here because there's no DDR to cuck me and there's no Ilanav to reduce the penetration. So I might even just make this a... I might go Laya a Tywin here.
I'll do my best.
I might go Laya a Tywin.
I'll destroy you.
Because I could go Sea Phantom Politis a Tywin here. But I want to leverage the fact that he pre-banned DDR, right? So units like Laya, units like Bloodmoon Haze are super, super strong here. So he decides to play BBK Senya. Okay. So I'm going to go with... I could go Veronica here. But I'm going to go Solitaria. Since I'm pretty comfortable in this spot already, I don't feel very threatened. And he's most likely going to pick like a Knockwall or something. Like he's 100%... He's 100% going to be picking some enablers like Briar or Ran or Knockwall. Something that's going to set up his draft. Because right now he doesn't have much bridge other than Dragonbride Senya. So I need to be ready for this. What's a good pick here? I don't have to worry about this. I actually think Veronica could be okay. I'm gonna go Veronica here.
You'd better stand down.
Veronica puts a lot of pressure on the BBK. It puts a ton of pressure. So he goes Fiend. Okay. Fiend makes sense because Fiend into Solitaire means I'm constantly feeding him, right? So right now his draft is pretty weak to Knockwall, I think. I think Knockwall is probably a force ban for him. Let's see what he does here. I do have the Laya win con. He goes Hand Guy. Okay, so Knockwall's a force ban for sure.
It will end with the
And then on my end, I could ban Cleanser. I could ban Cleanser. No, I'm gonna ban Euphine. Okay. So I'm gonna release Imprint. I think Laia should probably go self-imprint since she's gonna be taking the bruit of the damage. This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be a tough game. This is gonna be a tough game for sure. So first things first, I want to mess up his tuning a bit. I don't want to really let him. So I'm gonna push back 30. Warhorn pushes him up 20, which means he'll go to. Okay, so I don't want to let him get good tuning here to go hand guy attack buff into Senya into BBK. So I'm gonna disable that a bit, and I'm going to S3 on the Senya because if I can stick a Death Break and stun him, that means BBK can't get pushed up, and I'm taking away a lot of 3F damage too. Hopefully I proc Guiding Light. I do not. Start targeting the Senya here. I'm going to... Warhorn doesn't cut him in front. Okay, this is kind of scary. Because he's ER BBK, but he's going to be able to set up a Death Break into attack buff hand guy. So this could be pretty bad. Uh-oh. My lie is about to absolutely get nuked. Maybe I can tank it. Unlikely though. Attack buff BBK. I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm just cleared. GG's. The BBK was too much for me. We're gonna quickly recap our drafts. Alright, so in this session, we fought against Lucera. So, first things first, what happened? We got Luna first pick. He responded with Flan, Abyssal Euphine. So I took mitigation, which this looks like a cleave setup for something like a Amid, Briar, or Frida, right? So I take a Tywin on prod set in case he goes like Ran Cleave or something, so I have a cleanser and mitigation. I go Balian to deny souls, right? Yes, yes, the Balian does feed this, but this also is chip damage into the Flan so that my Luna can always soul burn to seal this, worst case scenario. And then I can see how he responds, right? He decides to run away. He goes Acades Knockwall, so I just go Laia and then LRK. Pick 2 units that can counter a Knockwall here, and then ban last, right? So this is a really solid draft by me here. This game, I go Luna first pick again. He gets Flan Senya. I go A Tywin again for mitigation and cleanse. I go Solitaire to deny the win condition of having people abuse the dual attack push on the Flan. Because some players will slam Ran on 3, and then they go like S2, S1, and then push this forward. So this completely covers that and forces him to pick reactively into me. He goes Knockwall on 3 plus Ran. So he shows his entire hand, right? So now I'm like, okay. I know kind of what he's doing. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, right? So Knockwall, okay. Ran, it's an opener, it's a Death Breaker. I pick Laia, Cleanser. Why? Because this covers me versus Knockwall reset. This is a tanky unit that can't die to any of these units on the opening turn. And it gives me elemental disadvantage versus this as a win condition. And Laia also puts the game on a timer, right? If I get to the Soulburn S3, he's most likely going to lose because I can kill this through miss, right? And then I run double Cleanser because I recognize that if I pick Laia and then DPS, like I don't need DPS in this draft, right? This is a really squishy team, right? I have Luna S2, I have chip damage here, and I have Laia, right? I don't need more DPS, right? I run a secondary Cleanser because I recognize if he decides to ban this, I need to have another Cleanser that can activate after he presses, right? And so that's what I go for. I go for Infinite Horizon Acades, and then I ban his bridge in Jacko so that he can't set up the rest of his team. This one here, I think I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. He picked Poly 3, like, I really don't know what he was doing. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You guys saw this match. This one, a really good showcase of playing turn 2, right? He goes Flan here with C Phantom Politics pre-ban. I play pretty neutral here. I go Prot A Tywin, I go DDR on Guardian Ice Crystals, play super tanky so that I can have coverage versus any draft he goes for, right? If he decides to go cleave, I can go like, I can go Euphine I can go Euphine plus AOL or Euphine plus Elena, whatever, right? So I'm really safe by playing anti-cleave with this opening. So I can just pick responsibly into him, right? So he decides to go Bunny Dom plus Ilanav, so he's covering the lose condition versus DDR. So I just accordingly picked chip damage to beat this Flan overall, and then just put the game on a timer, and then he lost. This match that I just lost here, so she went Flan S1, or pick 1, I go Lai A-Tai. I think Lai A-Tai is probably where I lost, because this is not... I should have went Poly A-Tai to put him on the back foot. I kind of gave him the driving seat a little bit too much, right? So I play too passive, pretty much. So Lai A-Tai, he goes BBK Senya. I go this to deny the dual attack chance, win con, and the CR push. I go Veronica to deny the immortality, but I shouldn't have picked this, because it doesn't really offer me anything in the draft, because if he backlines this, I'm not going to be able to actually target this ever, right? So this is a really bad pick on 4. So I basically play 3v4 with these units, and I'm just not going to win. So I had a bad draft, and I deserve to lose. But yeah, and that's going to conclude episode number 4. If you guys enjoyed, please consider dropping a like and comment below, and let me know what you guys think of the series so far and what you guys feel like is missing, and I will adjust accordingly. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on episode number 5. Have a great weekend or day, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye!